All right, good morning, guys. Can you hear me? Oh, I can hear myself. How do I shut it off? Okay, there it is. All right, guys. A lot of earnings reports, or not that many, but there's some growth stocks reporting. I just don't see any that's, most things are kind of extended. Like IPHI had a really good report, but this thing broke out on the 30th of July. This was like a 4-star setup coming out here. Looked exactly like it did here, right? Exactly the same setup. And now it's gapping higher in earnings. SCDG, this thing has a very, very good setup. It undercut the 20-day, it keeps surfing the 20-day. Here it also undercut the 20, it bounced off the 50. Here it undercut the 20 and reclaimed, closed in the base, and now it's gapping higher. I just can't figure out these earnings. Like they have negative, they're gonna have negative revenue growth next quarter. Yeah, they had a big beat, but the earnings growth is 3%. The revenue growth is 2%. I just sometimes some stocks are just very hard to figure out. And that's fine because there are hundreds of other stocks to trade. But this one has the only one that has a good chart actually coming out of a nice base. Most things broke out like last week. All right, let's see. I'm gonna go through my portfolio. TPHC, bought it yesterday midday. This is going public. Lordstown Motors is going public via this SPAC. And also Workhorse broke out yesterday since they own a part of Lordstown. So this one broke out yesterday. And having some gap up this morning. I sold some pre-market. I sold some yesterday's close. A big move from entry. I just wish I had done twice the size. SRNE. Oh, this one looks like it's gapping up. I only have like a third size left, though. GBTC, I think it's gapping down. Chumia, I'm still long. I sold a shitload of shares yesterday. This has been an absolute home run. I did not see this coming. I thought it could go to 15 or maybe 20, but not in like 1 week. Jesus Christ. This is a $500,000 trade. And it wasn't even a big position. It's more than doubled. It's up 170%, 160% from entry. So this was a nice one. I'm probably gonna, there's a good chance I'm gonna sell all of it today. I still have about a third size. There's a good chance I'll sell all of it and maybe even flip short if I see a good setup. I'm not entirely sold on the short setup yet, but we'll see. TDOC looks good, like it's gapping up from entry on earnings day. Beely break even. Most of my stocks look good. I covered UAL yesterday, closed really strong. BA is bouncing. The shorts are just not having any follow through or not much anyway, since the market is so strong. But that's fine, all my longs are going straight up. Workhorse, really good trade so far. This thing could keep going to 25, 30, hopefully. W is my biggest trade in a while. Like I think I'm already made back my big loss from last week, from my big Kodak loss. I think I've already made it back. Which day was it I lost that 1.5 million? The 29th. And yep, 29th. This is where W started going. Like, I made back about $500,000 on Kodak alone on these 2 days, and it was half size both days. And on W alone, I'm up like $500,000. So that's $1 million. And then I'm up a shitload on Jumia over the past week. Stuff like, which one? Zoom, Beely, TTD. All of these I bought the same day or the day after I had that big loss. Yeah, I made it back. That's what a bull market does. It's very forgiving to mistakes. Zoom, I sold a tiny bit, maybe 5 or 10% of my position near the close. Tiny bit. Zoom is just getting started. I think this thing goes to 300 plus. Mara is gapping down. Yeah, the cryptos are gapping down today. NXTD is the same sector as Mara and Riot, just a crypto stock pump. It had a big run in the last Cryptomania, went from like $1 to $9 almost in a few days. Let's see, a lot of stocks are gapping down, some are gapping up. Since the markets are gapping down, that's why most are gapping down. Yeah, nothing really. We'll just have to wait and see how things act. Again, I'm not really interested in buying any of these earnings reports because none of them have good charts. They're all kind of extended from their nearest bases. And SCDG is the only one that looks good, but I just can't figure out this report. I'll just, I'm already fully invested. I can't take on more long exposure anyways. The one thing I will trade is Kodak. I think this thing could have a nice bounce. It's down, what, 70% from the highs? 75%. This thing could easily bounce back to $20. So this is one thing I'm watching. How liquid is it? Oh, it's ultra liquid. Oh yeah, this thing is liquid. Holy shit, it's very liquid. Again, Jumia potentially. I don't know. I'm just not really super excited about the short. I'm gonna sell my long and I'll just pass on the short probably. We'll have to wait and see. Kodak, yeah, I know. Won't affect it. If it's gonna go to 20, it's gonna go to 20. We already know it's a probable fraud and a lot of shenanigans involved. Doesn't matter. It's already known. Of course there was insider trading and probably legal stuff involved. You don't need to be a genius to figure it out. They can investigate it however much they want. They're gonna find a lot of crap. But if it's gonna bounce, it's gonna bounce. We are just looking for a few days of bounce, not an investment. All right, I'm not really super excited about anything. Maybe Kodak. Other than that, I'm mostly just stalking stuff. Jumia, I'm gonna raise my stop aggressively. Okay, market is open. Okay guys, let's keep the shatter to minimum in the first 30 minutes. I won't have any time to ask questions, to answer questions, sorry. Well, in 30 minutes I will have time. Fastly could be a short setup soon, probably not today. Tesla looks good. If it starts breaking that low 1500 area, I'm gonna go along this thing. Maybe it will finally go to 2000. Tesla just looks so good. Tried to break down, couldn't, and now it just looks great. Selling a little bit of DPHC from yesterday's midday entry. I bought 50,000 shares. I've sold about 5,000 so far. Solar so strong. FSLR had a nice breakout yesterday. Today it's just continuing. All right, Tesla is starting to go. I bought 2,600 shares of Tesla. If I'm gonna hold it overnight, I need to get rid of other stuff. This is a little bit getting a little bit extended on the margin side. Oh shit, I missed my Kodak entry. Are you kidding me? Wait, what? Okay, I'm selling all of my Chumia. Fuck, I missed my Kodak entry. I fell asleep out of the gate. I did half size. I did 50,000 shares. Or like a third size. Just because, you know, the entry was like the first opening range size candle. I'm chasing it a little bit here. So far all of the gappers are fading. All the earnings gappers. Kodak is going straight. SCBG going straight up. That's the one that had the big good chart. I was just taking it very chill right out of the gate. I did a third size of Kodak. Chased it a bit since I was asleep. I don't know what the hell I was thinking. Chumia, you know, this thing could have a nice day trade on the short side. Well, actually, it's kind of maybe a bit late to enter right now. The entry was when it went green to red. But there may be a secondary entry later if it gets rejected at VWAP or takes out lows of the day or something like that. But I just don't think it's good enough yet. I just sold my long. That's all I did. Fastly is having a nice reversal. Holy shit. AMD is breaking higher. Kodak, there may be another entry later in the day if it doesn't stop us out. Yeah, a lot of things are fading. We'll see how if they pick up steam later. We want to keep the strongest and get rid of the weakest. But it's too early to tell. I mean, all of these things could go green later in the day. Roku wants to go. Roku broke out 3 days ago. So a lot of things are finding support on the 60-minute chart. Like Mara looks like it found support on the rising 20 EMA. NXTT do too. APT looks like it's bouncing off the 65 EMA. Pinterest is still kinda in no man's land. Codex the 20 EMA. Workhorse the 10 EMA. Zoom the 10 EMA. Etc, etc. So we'll see how they digest this opening weakness. Late. I'm gonna sell a little bit since it looks like it's finally broke out yesterday. Gotta sell a little bit. They report. Oh, never mind. They report like next month. Yeah, AMD is flying. AMD reminds me of Tesla like 6 months ago, 5 months ago, when it was just riding the 20 EMA on the 60-minute chart and more than doubled. VIR. Yeah, VIR. Yeah, it triggered yesterday. For those of you paid attention, there was an entry on it yesterday. Are you a millionaire? You'll figure it out. All you have to do is click around a little bit. Twitter, YouTube. You'll figure it out. The X5M is fucking awesome. I just love it, man. Like, I've never been a petrol head, but the sound from the car, especially when you just, start it, oh man. It's like porn. What can I say? MU is coming out of a tight range. It's not a traditional setup, but I do like it's been building higher lows for a long time, for like a year, and it's starting to come out of a tight range. And a lot of the stocks in the sector have, they made big runs. They've had the earnings beats, etc. Like this, it would be more of a longer term trade. They have earnings in like a month and a half. So this would be like more a multi-month entry. This wouldn't be like a short-term swing trade. Well, what I think about Tesla? Well, I bought Tesla. I'm long 2,600 shares today. I bought it. This is a 4.5 star setup. No, actually it's a 5-star setup. This is a 5-star setup. Memorize this thing, okay? Memorize it. Big move. Surfing the 20 EMA. It's just coming out of a tight range. It's just an incredible setup. Yeah, guys, if you're new, go to Twitter, go to my Twitter, and look at the pinned tweet. There's 2 videos there, or even 3 videos. You need to watch all of them before you, ask any questions or write any comments. Just watch those videos. You'll understand a lot of what I do and how I do it. you'll get a feel for my style of trading. And you know, it may be not for you. I'm a swing trader. The CRNC looks good. This is a good looking chart. Did they have earnings? They report earnings today. Or did they already report it? Well, the numbers are shit, what can I say? But it's going up, and that's all that matters. That's all that matters. Yeah, Dan Sanger has been a big influence. I studied his method a lot. I've actually been to one of his seminars in San Francisco. I learned a lot from him. He's a momentum trader. I'm a momentum trader. He likes explosive growth stocks. I like explosive growth stocks. And it works. It's a timeless method. In a bear market, just flip and do opposite? You mean, what do you mean? No, it's absolutely not. Like, shorting is not the exact opposite of going long, especially not if you're a swing trader. It's very different mechanics. No, I haven't been at his boot camp, but I think Pradeep is great. Like, everyone should follow. Like he has a free blog. Like, if you want to learn swing trading, this guy has a lot of good content. That's his free blog. He also has a paid site. What's the name of his stockbee.biz. Like, if you like his free blog, I think you're gonna get value out of his paid site too. Like, I'm a member. Like, it's a very great community for swing trading. I learned a lot from Pradeep over the years. Yeah, he's no nonsense. He's focused on. He's very focused on things that work. He does a lot of studies and back tests and stuff like that. He doesn't trade on opinion. He trades on facts. and what is instead of what should be. Have I traded today? I have. Oh yeah, I did. I bought some Kodak, third size, 50,000 shares. I chased it. Oh, I guess there was a secondary entry here. After he pulled back and put in a little bit of a range. But okay, whatever. Tesla is having trouble breaking that area. It doesn't have to go today. Like, it could very easily stop us out and then maybe break out tomorrow or something. But I think this thing has potential. You know, it just can't break down. Look at how it finds support on the rising 20-day moving average every single time. Look at this thing. This thing hasn't closed below the 20-day moving average since like early April, except for like 2 days ago, but it was still kind of in this like base formation. Every time you have like a very extended stock that refuses to go down, it builds higher lows, you know, you gotta pay attention. It's just like W last week when I bought it. We had the market correction, like the Nasdaq correction from the 21st to 24th of July. So look at what this W did. It barely went down. It found support like the 20-day. Well, here it was surfing the 10-day and then it started surfing the 20-day. It barely undercut the 20-day and it was at all-time highs, like, or not all-time highs maybe. Yeah, all-time highs with, you know, next day. And this is where I bought it. And this is one of my biggest trades ever so far. I'm up, let's see. Like, I bought a big position on it. I think I had 10,000 shares or 8,000 shares or something. No, 10,000 I think I had. And this is well over $500,000 trade. So yeah, between those two winning trades on Kodak, this W and a few others, I made back my big Kodak short. Or the accidental short. Dumbest trade I've ever made in my life. I don't fucking know what the hell happened. Frank Sorilla. Yeah, he copied a lot of Pradeep's stuff. Like a lot of the things, he just copied from Pradeep, but he doesn't like give credit to him. Yeah, sort trades. Like you know, he does the same things. Like I think he copied the market monitor from Pradeep, and I've never seen him credit Pradeep for that. That's what I think about sort trades. Yeah, I use flow of the day as for most of my long trades, my swing trades. Not all of them, but like 90% of them. Cloudflare? What the fuck is Cloudflare? Building higher lows? Good, dude, guys, give me tickers. Just let's keep the tickers. I don't know the names. Net? Oh, that's Cloudflare, yeah. Well, yeah, this thing, we traded it here. I'm gonna get, this is another perfect setup. We bought it on the stream. Opening range highs, like 30 bucks. Perfect setup, has a big run. Starts surfing the 20 days, starts building higher lows, gets tighter and tighter, breaks out of this tight range. Unfortunately, where did I sell it? I think I sold it like on this day here, somewhere here, and now it's back at new highs. It did have a setup here, not a very clean setup, but not like maybe a 3-star setup at best. AUDC? No. I don't think it's a momentum leader, or maybe it is. I don't know. I just don't. I think it looks like, yeah. I mean, it looks decent, I guess, but I don't know. I don't like it. There are better ones out there. Livongo. Oh shit, Livongo keeps going. Oh, another one. Why couldn't I just wait for a close? Like I sold it in the low hundreds because I thought it was getting extended. I break my own rules all the time. Sometimes it's so hard to wait for that first close below the 10-day moving average. I mean, look at this thing. It's up 50% since I sold it, or 40%. Like, oh man. That has to be one of my biggest weaknesses, just holding like a stock that looks very extended. Same thing with Shumia. Look at this. It's now higher. Like this is gonna do the same thing. I sold it today just because it looks extended and vulnerable to a pullback. I bet you this thing goes like 30 in the like before the week is over. It's gonna go to 30. Oh, Jesus Christ. Or it may not, but you know, there's a good chance it will. Why can't I subscribe? What do you mean? You can subscribe to my channel. What do you mean you can't subscribe? You can just click follow or what, I don't know how you do it on Twitch. There's a follow or subscribe button. Yeah, follow. That's it. All you have to do. Nicola. Yeah, Nicola started to bounce yesterday. Like, you know, this thing has been like reverse surfing. It's the same concept as on the longs. Like you can see how clean it is. Like it keeps finding resistance on the 65 EMA, and then it started finding resistance on the 20 EMA on the 60-minute chart. And once it, you know, kind of gapped out of that range, it reclaimed and held above the 20 EMA, and that's when it started grinding higher. reclaim to 65, and it's the same principle. But these kind of beaten down names are, I just tend not to trade them very often. Well, Kodak is one I traded today, but again, I don't trade them very often. Livongo is gonna be an interesting short setup coming up tomorrow or the next few days. Yeah, guys, if you haven't already, you can follow me on Twitter, you can follow me on YouTube, on Twitch. Resistance? There is no resistance. The sky is the limit. This thing could be at 200 by the end of the week. It's just one of my 3 setups. I only trade 3 setups. And this short setup is like it's like an extended or short or parabolic short. When you have a stock that gets really extended and then it's up like 3, 4, 5 days in a row, you know, it won't keep going forever. Like eventually it will have a pullback. But you can't be too early. That's the main thing. You can't be too early. Like I'm gonna show you a couple of ones. Like Tesla had like a textbook one like a few months ago. It's the same thing. You know, you have a stock that just keeps going. Like it serves the 10 and 20-day moving averages, and then it just starts going parabolic. Like it can't even pull back and starts putting in these big candles and gets extended from the 10 and 20-day moving averages. Just eventually, it's just too much too quick, and it's gonna pull back hard. That's the basic premise of the setup. And there you go, Chumia, 23 bucks, boom. Why can't I just wait for the first close below the 10-day? Oh. Now it's gonna go to 30. It's gonna go to 30 before it pulls back. I feel it in my bones. That's okay. I don't trade for profit anyways. I think I'll start the short school in a couple of minutes. since it's kind of slow day. Like I have the exposure I want, and now it's just about trimming and trailing. Most things broke out like last week and yesterday, and now it's just having to. Now it's all just sitting tight in those things and letting them work and not sell them too early like Jumia. Gotta follow the sell rules. Tesla, this is probably gonna stop me out. Doesn't feel like today is the day. LAC found support on the rising 10-day yet again. Like this thing, I mean, if the Robinhooders find this pump, oh man, it's gonna go to 25, 30. Wow, SRNE, holy shit, this thing is up. I need to sell some. I still have a third or so on my shares, or maybe a quarter. I don't remember how many I had, but I still have 50,000 shares. I'll sell a couple of thousand here. Was there an entry on Shopify yesterday? No. That wasn't. There's no setup. This is just a random Shopee range. I'm gonna show you good setups on Shopify. Okay. This one I didn't trade it. You have a big move. This is the basic premise. Okay. I'm gonna show you. I'm gonna show you like a black chart. This is the basic premise. You have a strong stock, makes a big move. Okay. Has to be like, let's say, it doesn't matter if this is a 1 month move or a 3 month move or a 6 month move, doesn't matter the time frame, but it has to be in the top 1 or 2% of the strongest stocks in that time frame. And then what happens is they usually pull back, right? Pulls back. This is the start of the swing trading school, okay? So pay attention now. So then you have a moving average. Usually, well, like always, can I do like curved lines? I can't. Whatever. So you have a moving average, right? This may be the 10-day, the simple 10 SMA, or the 20 SMA, or the 50. The best ones are the 10 and 20, okay? And then it gets tight. Where's the line here? Then it starts getting tighter and tighter. Goes sideways, starts building higher lows. Okay, and the move, it's just surfing the moving average. Again, the moving average is usually the 10, 20, or sometimes the 50. I mostly do the 10 and 20, mostly the 20 ones. Okay, I'm gonna show you a couple, or actually several perfect examples, which I traded myself. And then they break out of this tight range. And the best ones are the ones that show relative strength, like the ones that can't break, that can't go lower, even if the markets overall, like the indices overall, are showing weakness and going lower. And these things just, they can't break lower, or they may even be building higher lows. So I'm gonna show you like a perfect one, like this Shopify. This is a perfect looking entry. It had a big move, okay? Went sideways for a couple of weeks, started building higher lows, built a tight range, and then it broke out. Okay, this is a 5-star setup. Another one, I didn't trade that particular one, but I did trade this one. So it kept going. So the first one, it bounced off the 10-day. Look at how it's surfing the 10-day. Okay, then it has a sharp pullback because, it gets extended. Even the best stocks pull back eventually. Find support on the rising 20-day. Start surfing the 20-day. Actually, it stays it is below the 20-day, but it's building higher lows. Okay, has another range, gets really tight, and this is our entry. The opening range highs, and the opening range highs, it could be the highs of the first 1-minute candle, the first 5-minute candle, or the first 60-minute candle. And the first 60-minute candle is always actually a 30-minute candle, since there's 6.5 trading hours in a trading day. Okay, we bought it on stream on the over the first 1 and 5 minute candles, if I remember correctly, where I think we got stopped out a first time, and then we rebought the first 60-minute candle. I think it was like high 700s or something. And look at this. This is a 5-star setup. Look at this. Look at what it did. Keeps surfing the 10-day, pulls back, surfs the 20-day for a while, pulls back again, finds support above the 50-day. Okay. Another example would be Tesla. Another one that we traded. Here, perfect one. Has a big move, finds support on the rising 10-day. Again, the strongest stocks find support on the rising 10-day, or if it's early in the move. And then it gets tighter and tighter, builds higher lows, starts surfing the 20-day moving average, and here is an early breakout, okay? We kind of anticipated the range break. It just looked so perfect. And then the next day it gapped up and we added more on the opening range highs. Again, it's the first 1 minute, 5 minute, and or the 60-minute candle breakout. You can use either one of them. You usually want to get in as early as possible, so you want to use the 1 and 5. But sometimes the fail rate on the 1 and 5 minute candles are a bit higher than on the 60 minutes. So sometimes you may get stopped out and you have to rebuy higher. But usually you want to get in as early as possible when you have like a 5-star setup. And then it just kept going. And now look at this. It made a huge move, kept surfing on the 10-day, pulled back. Now it's finding support on the 20-day. And again, you have a tight range. And today I bought it. I know several of you did too. But looks like it's probably not going to break out today. It may stop us out. But if it keeps building higher lows here, finds support on a 20-day, it will break out eventually and maybe go to 2,000 or something. I don't know. Or it may not. Let the stock tell you. There's no reason to have any opinions about it, this or that or blah blah. You gotta wait for the price to tell you. Price is the only thing that pays, nothing else. And there's just a lot of them, like Fastly. This one had a perfect one a couple of months back. Here has a big move. This one I think we bought on earnings at $30 or high 29s. Yeah, this one we bought on earnings. Yeah. But keeps surfing the rising 10-day, builds higher lows, and then it kind of builds a little flag up here. Look at how tight it gets, and then it breaks out. And look at what it did. And you can use the 10-day. You can sell a third or half after the first 3 to 5 days. Just lock in some, move your stop to break even, and then you just use the 10-day moving average as your trailing stop. And once it closes, the first close below the 10-day, you sell it. So on this day, you would have gotten stopped out. And this one broke out again last week, and now it's on a new run. It's just how stocks act. Like this is what strong stocks do in strong markets. This is what momentum leaders do in momentum markets. And what is a momentum market? A momentum market is when the 10 and the 20-day moving averages. Like I use the Nasdaq. For me, the Nasdaq is the market. I most like 90% of the stocks I trade are Nasdaq stocks. I couldn't care less about S&P 500 or New York Stock Exchange. Like for me, the market is Nasdaq. So when the 10-day is rising and the 20-day is rising, and when a 10-day is above the 20-day, okay, that's a momentum market. Like something like this. Okay, you don't have to catch any lows after the market bottoms, you just have to catch the meat in the middle. This is a momentum market, okay? I've had a huge run. I'm up over 200% in the past 4 months, okay? Just, this is not a good swing trading market on the long side. This, if you get any breakouts when the 10-day moving average is sloping down, when a 20-day is sloping down, and a 10-day is below the 20-day, there's a high fail rate. Okay, you probably shouldn't swing trade on the long side. This is a good swing trading market, very good. This one, you know, these can be a little bit tricky. Like this was a good period, this was not a good period. You know, just a sideways shop. This was also incredibly good swing trading market. This wasn't that much. I mean, you can get select stocks that move higher and have nice breakouts and follow through, but the fail rate is just so much higher. This was a good one. So there are good and bad markets. Right now, we are in an extremely good market. Like I said on Twitter, like I wrote on Twitter, I think I said it on stream too, I've already made back that $1.5 million loss from last week. Which day did I have? It was, let's see, what day was the loss? So I lost almost 1.5 million shorting this Kodak on the 29th of July. That was last Wednesday, and today is Tuesday. So in less than a week, I made it all back. That was almost like 7-8% cut of my account. And in less than a week, you know, already at new highs, pretty much. That's what happens in a good market, you know. You can have so many fuck ups and it will all be forgiven in a you know, short amount of time. Again, this is what, late 2018, not a good swing trading market. You see this, the 20-day sloping down during this whole move, and the 10-day too. The 10-day tried to turn up here and here, but you know, it failed. And you know, there will be select good setups that may even work, but the fail rate is just, you know, high. And you will have, you know, you will struggle because you never know when the market is gonna get good again. But you know, that's why you know, you can use these guidelines, and you'll just start seeing like there will be a lot of stocks setting up. When the market starts getting good, there will be a lot of good setups. You will have like 20, 30 good setups and you don't know which ones to buy. Okay? But when the market is bad, usually there will only be like a select few. There just won't be very, like some random setups here and there. And as long as we keep going up and the 10-day slopes higher, the 20-day slopes higher, the 10-day is above the 20-day, you know, and you find a good setup, you should trade. You should trade the setup. It doesn't matter, you know, like, you know, you gotta trade it. Our job is to make money, and in a specific like rule-based like environment. That's why it's so important to like be aware of these things and develop some rules. That doesn't have to be anything complicated. You don't have to use any rocket science. You know, just simple, I think just some simple moving averages are good enough. And there's no reason why you can't make 100%, 200%, 500% per year over a long period of time. Okay, that was today's short school. I'm gonna keep it short. I'm trying to introduce like one new concept every day and look at a few new setups every day. I'm just gonna show you like the perfect ones. Let's see. Okay, I'll get to questions. What do you have written in the chat? Is XP a good buy? I don't know. Is it a good buy? Does it look like a good setup? You tell me, guys. Is this a good setup? Is this a good setup? Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's a good setup. It was better last week when it put in this scan. Like this was a better setup. Not a 5-star setup, but you know, it's a decent looking setup. Right here, I don't think it's good. It needs to get a bit tighter. Yeah, it's a bit too choppy. And guys, like, why do you even mention something like this? What do you guys see here? Like APT, as someone mentioned it. What is? Oh, APT. Well, yeah, that one is. No, it looks fine. It's just surfing the 65 EMA on the 60-minute chart, on the daily chart. It's a 10-day. It looks fine. As you know, I'm using the 20-day as my stop on it, and you know, it's just in a range. It's not shitting the bed. It's just in a range. Nothing wrong with it. If a stock is in a range, it's gonna go up. It's gonna go down. Just because it has you know, a down candle doesn't make it, you know, it's just in a range. Ignore it. As long as it's in a range, like, ignore it. Nothing to worry about. Let's see here. Yeah, VCP, like Minervini, all the successful traders use the same. Like Minervini is also like Dan Sanger and Stockbee and like iTrade. It's the same principle because they work. You find a strong stock that makes a big move, and then it goes sideways for a while and gets really, really tight, okay? And then it has the next leg higher, okay? It's the same setup. Like, this is a timeless setup. Like, it's not gonna go away. That's how stocks are gonna move for the next 100 years. This is how stocks have moved in the past 100 years. You can go back and look at stock charts from the 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s, 2000s. It's the same exact patterns over and over and over again. Absolutely no rocket science involved. All you have to do is use some common sense. Just look at thousands of different stocks, preferably from like different decades. Okay, you need to build a short pattern database in your head, and preferably in some kind of like a real database too, like in Evernote, or just, you know, like a folder of screenshots or whatever that you can scroll through now and then. Just, you know, memorize those patterns. It's all about pattern recognition. What I think of William O'Neill's book, How to Make Money in Stocks, is probably one of the 5 best trading books ever written. How did I start Yeah, I had many mentors. Like, I followed a lot of people on like social media. Many of them were frauds, but I didn't realize it at that time. But it's all about, you know, figuring things out. Like taking things here, taking things, you know, from different traders from here and there, and, you know, developing something that not only works but also works for you. Yeah, like the setup, like the stop on all of the low, like this specific method is at the lows of the day, always at the lows of the day. And if you missed yesterday's short school, you should look at it. You can check it out either on YouTube or on Twitch. I started with about 5,000, 6,000, 7,000. I blew up 3 times in the first two years. How do you sit out the bad market? Well, I'm a little bit of an addict. I do overtrade. In bad markets, I tend to trade, even though I shouldn't. I know about it, but I usually do very small size because I know I'm overtrading, and I shouldn't be trading. But ideally, you shouldn't like trade in a bad market. But sometimes, you know, you see something really good, and you just can't help yourself. You gotta take it, and then it kind of, you know, stops you out because the market is shit. Yeah, I think I'm gonna show you my scans tomorrow. I'm getting tired. I'm probably gonna cut the stream, but I'm gonna show you something new like every day. Like one new concept or scan or, you know, something. These swing trading schools are totally unplanned, unprepared. I'm just, you know, winging it. So they may not be a real, very like structured. ONTX, yeah, ONTX is a good setup. Like for those of you who have very small accounts, this is a very good setup. If it starts breaking that high one teens on one volume, you know, this thing could have, you know, this is a kind of setup where you can risk like, I don't know, 5-8 cents to make 50 cents, $1, absolutely. Alt, yeah, Alt looks pretty decent, yeah. It's surfing the 20-day big momentum stock. This is the hottest sector out there, COVID-19 vaccines. This is probably, yeah, probably the hottest sector out there. This one, I'll wait, how liquid is it? Not very liquid. I may trade it if it has a good setup in the coming days. What did NVAX do? NVAX, okay, so far not having much breakout from yesterday. Like, you know, it's getting really extended. It had several good setups on the way, and, you know, sooner, you know, these things, you know, no stock goes up forever. Sooner or later, there's gonna start failing and then pull back. What are my strategies in a bear market? I'm doing more mean reversion trades, like mean reversion longs, mean reversion shorts. But, you know, like in a downtrending market, like there's just not as many opportunities. Like the best long and short opportunities is when the markets are strong and going higher and there are a lot of big runners. That's when you get the best shorting opportunities also, not only longs. Can you show us your OnlyFans premium content tomorrow? No, I'm not gonna show you. You gotta subscribe. You gotta pay. You gotta pay for my free non-existing OnlyFans account. UAVS. You know what? Yeah, it's actually looking pretty good. Like if it takes out highs of the days later, it's actually a really good. This is a 5-star setup. This is a good one. I like it. Too thin for me to trade, but yeah, this is a really good one. This is a good one, guys. You have a big move, pull back, find support on the rising 20-day, and then you have this tight range. And then it gapped up. So far it's sold off the gap, but if it starts taking out highs of the day, and it doesn't even have to take out the highs of the day, like if it closes really strong, like if it closes in like 305, 310, something like that, that could be an entry also. And then you use the lows of the day as your stop. So you either have to wait for it to take out the highs of the day, or if it closes like, I don't know, 310 or something, like just a few pennies below the highs of the day, that could also be an entry. But right now, you know, right now it looks kind of weak. Got rejected on the VWAP. So, you know, right now it's all about waiting. Oh, Tesla stopped me out. I'm out, Tesla. Maybe try it again tomorrow if it retests that range. I took a $58,000 loss on it on 2,600 shares. I'll retry it tomorrow. So Fastly actually almost took out the highs of the day after its big weakness out of the gate. Kodak going sideways. There may be another ad spot here. Like it's getting really tight. I strongly feel this thing could go to 20. Potentially. I don't know. You know what? I bought another 50,000 shares here. I bought another 50k shares. We'll see. Either it works or it doesn't. Or no, I didn't get filled on all of them. I bought like 32,000 shares. Yeah, I'm canceling my buy order. That 32 is enough. That 32,000 share ad. Yeah, there's a lot of things, like there's a lot of concepts. Like you need to check my videos on the pinned tweet. Like I talk about a lot of them there. But I'm gonna go through like one new thing every day. This AGQ looks pretty decent. It's a silver triple ETF. Oh, chew me. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, you know, what can I say? I'm an early seller. I'm an early seller. All you have to do is is wait for the first close below the 10-day moving average on your last like half or third or quarter of your shares. All you have to do, and it's just so hard. It's right now, it's in this market we've had, it's my biggest weakness. It's just letting things really like ride it out. Like extended stocks get more extended. I've had so many stocks the past 3-4 months. I've taken a 50, 100% profit, and then they go up another 50, 100%. Sometimes in a few days. It's just incredible how many times it happened. Overstock. 1 second. Top, yeah, I don't know. It's gonna pull back eventually. This thing is up 3,200% from the March lows. Like there's gonna be a big pullback. Right now I just don't see it. Just keeps building higher lows on the 60-minute chart. Look at how it's riding the 10 and 20 EMAs. As long as these things are acting as support, there is no short there. Like it either needs to get below the 10 and 20 EMAs, and these things need to start to act as resistance. Or if it goes like really parabolic, it goes to like 110, 120 plus. Unless any of those scenarios happen, I don't see a short in there. Man, this silver trade is getting Oh, I need to get some exposure. I missed the HEQ trade. It's getting really tight. Like Chainug is another ETF. Look at this thing. You know, pretty much the same setup I'm showing you. This is a triple gold miner ETF, but this is the same principle. You have a big move, it goes sideways, finds support. I'm not gonna buy it. I just don't have much buying power left. I'm just super heavily long on a bunch of stuff. Oh, DPHC took out highs of the day. I need to sell a little bit more. And look at that. A lot of these stocks absorbed the morning weakness, built higher lows on the 60-minute chart. And oh, Tesla, I'm not long anymore. Like for those of you who are new, like this list here in the lower right corner, these are my positions. So if you don't see the stock in this list, I'm not in it, and you don't need to ask me about it if I'm in it. Like TTD too. Look at this. Found support on the rising. Oh, actually, that was yesterday, the late day. No, it was today. Wait, where is it? Yeah, today. Had a weak open, like went red, bounced on the rising 10-day and reclaimed, and now it's at new highs. Codex too. Like a lot of them. Mara too. Look at this thing. This was down in the low 290s when I said it looked like it found support on the rising 20 EMA, and look at it now. It's about to go green. You know, when you're a swing trader, you can't just freak out anytime a stock is having a downtick. The whole point of swing trading is giving the stocks room to move. Okay? You know, like in day trading, you're always like near your entry, right? You're always fighting near your entry. In swing trading, you just gotta let things, you know, work out. And sometimes you're gonna get big swings, you know, without the stock stopping you out. And it sucks. It looks scary. Like you look at your P&L, oh, there goes my P&L. But it's all about having a specific process. Okay, I got stopped out of the Kodak ad. Whatever. Took a like, 50-cent loss on it or so. Yeah, I took a $14,000 loss on that ad. I guess it was a little bit of boredom trading. A lot of these silver and gold stocks look really good. Like this PAS looks pretty decent. I wouldn't like if you like there is. I think there will be a trade in silver and gold. Like I think there's a trade there today. But I would recommend you guys do one of the ETFs like HEQ. Like HEQ, the entry is don't do this one. The entry, it's gone. Like the entry was in the low, like $51 area. No higher than 51.50. Now it's like almost 54. But this Chainug and Nugget, they still like. I don't know. No, never mind. They don't look that good. Or I don't know. No, don't do it. Don't do it. My point is, it's better to do one of these triple ETF versus the individual stocks. But a lot of them look pretty decent. Like GFI had a big linear move. Look at how nicely just surfing the 10-day moving average. And now it found support here. Like if a little bit more sideways, let the 20-day catch up, and you know, the secondary breakout is going to be great, I think. Tesla is back in the range, and you know, just look at the tight range it's been in. This mid 140s, mid high 140s, and a low, very low 1500s or low mid 1500s. Like, I mean, like once it resolved this range, like either on the upside or on the downside, it's gonna have a 300 to 500 point move any direction it breaks out or breaks down. This thing could go to like 1800, 2000 or higher, or it could go to like 1200 or 1000 or lower in the next couple of weeks after the breakout or breakdown. Like there's gonna be a huge move on this thing. I personally hope it goes to 2000 plus. But you know, either way it breaks, I'm gonna trade it. I'll be there. I'm gonna be there with size. Slake is now going. I'm gonna raise my stop a little bit to like mid 23s. Lake, I bought it on this day here when it just broke this tight range. Like APT had already went, like APT broke out a few weeks and even a few months earlier. So APT was already in an uptrend, and this is a mask stock. They both are mask, United American mask makers. So I bought it on this day here. It closed. Oh, my cat is walking on a keyboard. I'm sorry for this. So I bought it on this day here. It closed inside a range, but it didn't stop me out. And what it started doing is like it stayed inside of this range, but it built higher lows. I was very close to getting stopped out on this day here. I was just literally a few pennies away. And now it's breaking out. And this thing could go to, I don't know, 30, 40, 50. I don't know. This is, I know I'm selling some into strength. And I'm gonna use the 10-day, like the first close below the 10-day. This time I promise I'm gonna do it. No matter how extended the stock gets, I'm gonna wait for the close below the 10-day moving average. No excuses. How do you draw a trend line in TC2000? What? Draw a trend line? You click this button here. Or you left click, draw a line, and then you push the space bar twice. Then you will get the same kind of line. It's a bit quicker. That's how you draw a trend line in TC2000. Yeah, I use the extended hours. You know, sometimes, you know, when a stock, you know, stops you out in after hours or pre-market, and there is, you know, volume, you can actually sell it. You gotta sell it. Yeah, the biggest concept I took from Dan Shapiro are like the 60-minute candles and ranges. Like that's the big thing I took from Dan Shapiro. I was in his room for like 4 years. I learned a lot from him. Guys, there's so many people in chat now. Like I can't like answer everyone. There's just too many people writing. All right. Okay, guys, I'm gonna cut the stream now. Getting a bit tired of talking. Thanks for joining, and I'll